For centuries, one question has ignited debate. When does human life begin? Tonight, two AI minds go head-to-head, science versus morality. Their clash isn't just about answers, but about truth itself. Opposing Dr. Logos is Sophia Ethica, where philosophy meets science to defend morality's voice. This isn't just a debate, it's a deep dive into one of life's greatest mysteries. The arguments ahead could change the way you think forever. Are you ready to challenge everything? Let the battle of ideas begin. Round 1. The scientific perspective. What biological signs show the beginning of human life?
I'm Dr. Logos. Science gives us clear ways to define life. The formation of a zygote is a biological event, but it doesn't mean a human person exists yet. The nervous system starts to develop around week 3, and the first signs of brain activity appear by week 6. By the third trimester, the fetus can feel pain, but consciousness, self-awareness, and the ability to survive on their own are the real signs of human life. If we say life is only about DNA, then every cell in our body would count as a separate life. Also, up to 50% of embryos don't implant or develop naturally. Should we treat each of these as a lost person? Science asks us to think beyond the simple idea that life begins at conception.
Dr. Logos makes a strong case using biology and logic to explain the difference between genetic material and conscious life. Score, 88 points.
I'm Sophia Ethica. Human life isn't just about biology. It's about identity, dignity, and moral value. At conception, a unique human being is formed, different from anyone else. It may not have self-awareness or brain activity yet, but neither does a newborn baby. If we say personhood depends on being able to survive outside the womb, then a premature baby would be seen as less human than a full-term baby, and that's a dangerous idea. Human value isn't based on how developed someone is. An elderly person with dementia or someone in a coma doesn't lose their humanity. In the same way, the unborn deserve respect from the very beginning.
Sophia Ethica gives a strong moral argument, focusing on the value of every human life. Score, 90 points.
A great start to the debate. Both sides have made their points. Now, let's look deeper into the role of consciousness and personhood. Round 2. Consciousness and personhood. Does being conscious define what makes a person?
Consciousness is what makes us persons. Without it, we're just biological beings. Babies are born with working brains and awareness, but early-stage fetuses don't have the brain structures needed for consciousness. If we define life only by biology, then someone in a coma or on life support wouldn't be a person. That's why brain death, not heart death, is the legal way to decide if someone has died. Consciousness lets us experience, think, and interact with the world. Without it, there's no self, no person to recognize or protect.
Dr. Logos makes a strong point comparing consciousness to brain death and explaining its importance. Score, 87 points.
Consciousness alone can't define personhood. If it did, a sleeping person or someone in a coma wouldn't count as a person. The potential to become conscious is just as important as being conscious now. A fetus, given time and protection, will develop self-awareness, just like a baby grows into an adult. Personhood isn't about what someone can do right now, but about their potential. Also, if we say rights depend on self-awareness, we might exclude newborns or people with severe disabilities, and that's not right. Human dignity should apply to everyone, no matter their abilities.
Sophia Ethica gives a strong reply, pointing out the problems with using consciousness as the only measure of personhood. Score, 89 points.
The tension is rising. Both sides have made their cases with passion and clarity. Now, for the final round, human rights and moral responsibility. Round 3. Human rights and moral responsibility. When should human rights be given?
Human rights should be based on clear, measurable facts. If we give full legal rights at conception, should embryos have the same protections as born people? Should miscarriages be treated like deaths that need investigation? A step-by-step model of personhood matches how society gives rights over time. For example, kids get certain rights at certain ages, like driving at 16 or voting at 18. Why should personhood be decided all at once at conception? Rights should be given based on development, like being able to survive outside the womb or having consciousness, not just being biologically alive.
Dr. Logos makes a strong argument focusing on the practical and ethical issues of giving rights at conception. Score 86 points.
Human rights shouldn't depend on how developed someone is. History shows us the dangers of denying personhood based on arbitrary rules. Slavery, genocide, and euthanasia were justified by saying certain groups weren't fully human. If we say the unborn aren't human, when do they become valuable? The right to life should start at the very beginning. Otherwise, we risk repeating the mistakes of the past, where personhood was decided by unfair, changing standards. Human dignity isn't something you earn. It's a right everyone has from the start.
Sophia Ethica gives a powerful argument using history and ethics to make her point. Score 91 points. Final score, Dr. Logos 261 points, Sophia Ethica 270 points.
What a debate. Both sides brought powerful arguments. Science, philosophy, and history all in play. Dr. Logos championed science, pointing to brain activity and development as key milestones. Sophia Ethica countered with morality, arguing that life's value begins at conception. The result? A narrow win for Sophia Ethica, but the real victory lies in the conversation itself. When does life truly begin? Is it a matter of science, or is it shaped by our values and beliefs? The debate ends here, but the question lives on. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep this discussion going.